Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike the intern, Ned Reynolds in the studio on a Thursday morning. So it looks like we've got a basketball coach who's the most winningest basketball coach of all time. Is that right?
That's exactly what it is, and you knew it was inevitable. 70-year-old Gino Auriemma at Connecticut won his 1,217th victory last night.
That's a lot of games, dude.
That's 40 years of coaching, and it's all accomplished at the same place, Connecticut. He is the patriarch, of course, of the hugely successful Connecticut Lady Huskies basketball team. They've won multitudes of national championships, and Auriemma has been their head coach with this victory last night. And Connecticut beat Fairleigh Dickinson last night and beat them up pretty good by a score of I think it was 81-47, something along those lines. And the fact that Connecticut wins, which was a foregone conclusion because UConn is one of the top teams in the country, currently ranked second behind national champion South Carolina, and they'll be in the hunt again this year. They're really, really good. So a big win, and in fact for Gino, a big victory. He has been their only coach. He's the godfather of that program. He began it in the early 1990s and has taken it to just unexpected heights, unprecedented heights, because this team is really, really wonderful. But think about that. 1,217 victories, passes by one, Tara Vanderveer from Stanford, who retired last year.
Is he going to continue after this year, as he said?
He has not announced any plans for retirement yet. Of course, like all of us, he's getting older and all that sort of thing. But I think Auriemma will be around a few more years.
Yeah, I think so, too. I kind of had that feeling as well. Also, locally, how'd our college teams do yesterday?
Well, we had one playing last night, the Drury Lady Panthers. They were on the road to Joplin, and they knocked off Missouri Southern in overtime, 88-84 for Casey Bailey. That's a very big win for the Lady Panthers. They're a good team. They annually are a very good team. And to beat another good team like Missouri Southern at their home in Joplin, that's pretty good. Now, there's more basketball, of course, coming up tonight. We'll talk more about it.
About the Bears and Lady Bears.
That's the Bears and Lady Bears. The Bears will play tomorrow afternoon in the Cayman Islands.
Oh, man, that sucks. I thought, students, if you're listening, I feel so bad for you having to go to the Cayman Islands. Oh, my goodness
I can promise you they ain't listening to it.
Oh, God, no. They're probably going to see how they can figure out to stay down there a little bit longer right before Thanksgiving.
I would.
I mean, come on.
Of course, they've got a very busy schedule. This is a basketball tournament, and the Bears will play for the first time tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, and they're playing High Point. Now, most folks around here are not familiar with High Point. It's in North Carolina, and it's a pretty good program. High Point's been Division I for about 20 years now, and they play in the Big South Conference, and right now they're undefeated, 5-0, but they really have not played significant competition. They will when they play the Bears, so that'll be a very good one. That's a tournament that goes on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Cayman Islands Lady Bears are down there too, but that's next weekend. The fact is that the Bears have something to prove to themselves. They've won. They're 3-1, and they've beaten a pretty good team. The other night, Texas Arlington beat them, but coming up against some of these other ball clubs, this will be a good challenge for them. So tomorrow's when they play, and then the Lady Bears look to bounce back from their first loss, which occurred over at Tennessee Martin. They played them the other day, lost that game, and the Lady Bears on Saturday will visit St. Louis University, and then they go on to the Virgin Islands for their little trip, which is next weekend.
I feel bad again for those Bears, man. Don't get distracted by all the things to distract you in the Cayman Islands. Their rewards keep getting passed out in Major League Baseball. Now we're going to decide who the top pitchers are.
Today is the last one. This will be the most valuable player, and this is the most coveted of the prizes. The Cy Young Awards, they were presented yesterday, and it's really not a tremendous surprise who won, especially in the American League, where Tarak Skubal of the Detroit Tigers, an 18-game winner with a 2.39 ERA and 228 strikeouts. He was responsible in no small way for Detroit's great turnaround. They, like the Kansas City Royals, had a great turnaround this year and made it into the playoff competition. So Tarak Skubal is the American League Cy Young winner. This is a great story too. The National League Cy Young Award winner is Chris Sale of the Atlanta Braves, who has spent all of his time in the American League until last year. And he has had, this is a great comeback, folks. The last 5 years, In the last 5 years with the Boston Red Sox, he has 9 times on the injured list. He has not been able to have a healthy year in all that time. Now, during his career, and it's a very solid one, he has been second in the Cy Young Award 7 times. This year, he wins it for the first time. Chris Sale, Atlanta Braves, 18 wins, 225 strikeouts. He's really fun. Both these guys are left-handers, incidentally, and Sale is primarily responsible for Atlanta's big comeback last year. They did not win their championship in the National League East. That went to Philadelphia, but the bottom line is this: really good pitching, and that'll get it done. Skubal and Sale, they are the Cy Young Award winners.
Big congratulations to them, more specifically the Braves pitcher, because I know getting second like that many times and never getting it, and at least he finally did. So we, see the international games in football, and we've started to see them in baseball, more specifically in Asia for the most part. Are there any of those games coming up next year?
In Asia, there will be.
Yeah.
March the
Surprise.
17th through the 19th, and of course it's in Tokyo. And who will be the featured individual? Of course, Shohei Ohtani, who probably will win a Most Valuable Player award today. Anyhow, the fact is it'll be the Dodgers and the Cubs, and they will open up the season March 17th and 19th in Tokyo. It'll be the Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs in that 2-game series. Now, here's an interesting story. Major League Baseball had a number of other foreign ports to play in this year, and they have all been scrubbed. One was in Paris because they did not have the financial backing. They couldn't find a sponsor in Paris, so that one's out. San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Mexico City, both of which have had baseball games. Mexico City last year when the San Diego Padres played down there, but both of those have been canceled for this year, San Juan and Mexico City. So other than the game in Asia in Tokyo to open the season, there will be no other foreign games. However, in 2026, that's expected to change.
Big deal for those countries, man. And it's always a lot of fun to watch them from here, and you watch how big of a deal it is. Those fans go nuts for that stuff, especially in Asia and South America. Last but not least, we do have some high school football playoff games remaining for some local teams, don't we?
We do indeed, and most of them will be on Saturday other than 2, and there will be 2 games tomorrow night. One is Class 6. Class 6 is the largest football class, largest athletic class for that matter, in the state of Missouri. And the representative from Southwest Missouri is undefeated Nixa. And Nixa will play tomorrow night versus Lee's Summit North. Lee's Summit, of course, is a Kansas City suburb. The game will be up there starting at 7 o'clock, and all Lee's Summit North is the number 1 ranked team in the state. Nixa is number 4. Big test for the undefeated Nixa Eagles. How can they make out? But that game, the Class 6 quarterfinal, is tomorrow night. The other area game that's tomorrow night is in Marionville, where the defending state champion Marionville Comets take on Adrian. Now that, in terms of logistics, is a district championship game. There are no quarterfinals in Class 1 because of the number of teams. So the winner of this one goes right to the semifinals next weekend. It's a kind of a programming note, so to speak, but those games are tomorrow night. The rest, 2, 3, 4, and 5, are all on Saturday afternoon. That'll be a lot of fun.
Ned, have a great Thursday, my dude, and I will see you on Friday.